When I give presentations, there's always someone who is offended by the suggestion that you might need to fake a behavior. Let's start here. Science says we tend to walk into a room with one of two mindsets. Some people walk into a room like a chameleon, meaning they're going to walk into that room, they're going to look around, and they're going to say, given what I'm trying to achieve today, given the people that are in this room, who do I need to be most effective? They're going to adapt to that situation. Who do I need to be to fit with this situation? Chameleon. Other people walk into the room as the bull. How does the bull walk into the room? I'm here. It's me. It's all about me. Let's talk about my great ideas. Science says, not surprisingly, people like the chameleon a lot more than people like the bull. But the challenge is that for a number of years now, we've been told, well, you should be authentic. You should be genuine. Well, perhaps our natural authenticity isn't the exact right authenticity for every single situation that we find ourselves in. Maybe there's some situations where you might need to show up a little bit differently, or maybe completely differently in order to be successful. So the first part of faking it is just acknowledging, yes, sometimes I might need to put on an actor's mask and show up as a different character than I would normally show up as because of a behavior that I might not naturally feel comfortable doing. What would an example be of this? I was working with a young entrepreneur a few years ago, and this was someone who hated politics. They hated drawing attention to themselves. And the feedback they were getting is no one knows who you are. And I explained to this young entrepreneur, most of us move through two phases in our leadership life. We start by having to be an emerging leader. Now, what does it mean to be an emerging leader? It means you need to call attention to yourself and your work so people understand who you are. Now, that might mean raising your hand in the meeting and talking about your idea. It might mean actively building better relationships. It might be, to the connect step that we had talked about earlier, building positive relationships upward in the organization. These are all things that you need to do to emerge as a leader. And he said, I don't believe in that. And I said, great. In the next meeting that you're in, you are going to be an actor. You're going to be Shah Rukh Khan, and you're going to be playing the emerging leader. That is the role that you are going to play today. And you'd better be a great actor. I want you to win an Oscar for your performance as the emerging leader in this next meeting. Can you do that? He's like, you mean just pretend I'm an emerging leader? I said, yes, exactly. People, the good news here, people believe us when we fake good behaviors. People wanted this individual to speak more. People wanted this individual to interact more. So when he was faking that behavior, people weren't saying, well, why is Rajan showing up as an extrovert today? They were saying, hey, it's great that Rajan brought his ideas to the table. Really, it's about time. So people will forgive us for faking a behavior that they want us to engage in. But I've worked with other leaders. Let's go to the other side, effective leaders. Effective leaders are ones who sponsor their team, they promote others, they build a productive team environment. It's not all about them. So what if they're a wonderful emerging leader? They call attention to themselves and they speak about their ideas. They might need to sit on their hands in that next meeting and cover their mouth and not speak until everybody else has spoken, to show that actually they care about the team more than they care about themselves. We are all completely capable of showing that different behavior. I do this oftentimes because I am an introvert, but I do a lot of public speaking. And I know an individual who is a brilliant public speaker. His name is Marshall Goldsmith. He's one of the world's best executive coaches, wrote a book called What Got You Here Won't Get You There, among about 20 other books. Marshall is brilliant on stage. He's warm, he's gregarious, people love him. But I am not Marshall Goldsmith on stage. And so if I'm about to be on stage and I'm maybe not feeling completely up to it that day, I don't think, what would Marshall Goldsmith do in this situation? I think, be Marshall Goldsmith. and I walk on that stage and it's good morning, everybody. How you doing? It's great to see you. That's not Marc Effron. That's Marshall Goldsmith. But guess what? No one in the audience says he's just playing a role called Marshall Goldsmith. They said, oh, that Marc Effron, he seems to be a really engaging and warm guy. This is not about being a fake person. This is saying, are there certain behaviors that you just do not feel comfortable doing, or maybe just don't believe is the right behavior, but you know is going to lead to higher performance? Great. Put on that actor's mask, become that character. You can take the mask off as soon as you're off the stage, but recognize none of us are perfect in every single situation. It's okay to fake it to get to a higher level of performance. So what's the one behavior that you're going to fake going forward to be an even higher performer?